All right, everyone. Today's player profile is on a guy that is just shooting up draft boards everywhere. That guy is Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles is the kind of linebacker that the NFL is begging for. Teams would want Sonny Styles because he can do everything on a football field. He's a freak athlete with a safety's brain in a linebacker frame. Sonny Styles does things in coverage that you don't see often. And in his 2 full seasons playing the linebacker position, he's just made plays and changed the way Ohio State was running their defense. At the Combine, Sonny Styles lit it up. Just completely off the charts all around. And to test the way that he did and to put the kind of tape out that he did, he's going to be a player that we're going to be talking about for years in the NFL. All right, let's get into some film right here. You have Sonny Styles lined up as a 4-3 outside linebacker. Grambling State comes out in 11 personnel with an offset back. They have a bunch formation here. And Grambling State tries to run a read option. That was the play that they put together here. And let's see what Ohio State does on defense, specifically Sonny Styles. Oh, boy. And that's a loss. I mean, when you talk about what a linebacker's supposed to do on a play, if there was ever a perfect clip of linebacker play, this would rival that clip, because the way that Sonny Styles uses his hands, the way that he stacks and sheds, the way that he's looking at the football always, he never loses track of the ball, and his technique is awesome. I mean, look at this. Look at that technique. Look at those hands. He's got this guy in like a hostage position. This dude's like standing straight up. By the way, I'm not a huge fan of the play call by Grambling State. I mean, why do you have a little receiver trying to crack block Sonny Styles? Good luck. But again, I don't know if they had anybody else that could have. I don't know what receiver could really block Sonny Styles at that point. But look at Sonny Styles, the way he uses his hands. I mean, when you get that look from Sonny, he's getting to the football. He's getting to the football. This guy's marked. He is marked. There's radar on this guy at this point. And Sonny's just constantly a sideline guy. He's constantly feeling things out. His instincts are off the charts. We talked about his measurables. People were talking all weekend after the Combine about Sonny's 40 and his 43.5-inch vertical, etc. This stuff is even more impressive. As impressive as that stuff is, the film that he puts out is so impressive. I mean, he could care less about this guy. He's worried about the football, and he stacks, he sheds, he's making plays, and he always makes plays, and that's what makes Sonny Styles a player that's being mocked in the top 5 at this point. Some people have the Jets even flirting with taking him at 2. I wouldn't go that far. That's a little bit rich for my liking, but it's not the craziest thing in the world. We talked about Arvell Reese on our first film breakdown about the chess piece that is Arvell Reese. Sonny Styles is a chess piece for sure. Look at this. I mean, this is what they teach. That's coach tape right there. That's coach tape. All right, so next play, Sonny Styles likes to hover in the box a little bit. He's sort of this hover defender. He pretends like he's going to blitz. He pretends like he's going to drop back. You're really never sure what he's going to do. He creeps up here, right? And you see, look, his guard's pointing him out, saying, yo, I think he's blitzing. They change the call at the line. The quarterback changes the call. It's 4th down. Are they sending Sonny? This guy doesn't want them to send Sonny, but are they? Let's see. And this is what I love about Sonny's game. Look how he drops into coverage. Look how smooth that is. A deeper flat there. Bam. Hits the back out of the backfield, and you got the balls out. Now, I believe that was an incompletion, but that's what Sonny Styles does whenever Sonny Styles Whenever Sonny Styles is making a tackle, there's a chance the ball's coming out. He's always violent with his hands to a degree. He's ripping. He's doing whatever he can to cause chaos. And that's really what the point of a linebacker is. You got to cause chaos. You have to be downhill. You got to be sideline to sideline. You got to pop the ball out. You got to hit guys. I mean, all over the place. You got to stack and shed. I mean, that's just what he does. He toys around with the quarterback pre-snap. They're changing plays. The guard's pointing him out. He's dropping back into coverage. I mean, he is just exactly what you want from a linebacker, and especially in today's game where there's so much variety in terms of what offenses do. Sonny Styles is the kind of defender that really separates what your defense can do and what it can't do, because you put him on the field and he's guarding half of the field here. I mean, I know it's 4th and 10 and it's Ohio, it's 30-9, this game's over, but the way that just he does everything and his technique is really just impressive. I mean, look at his feet and how he drops back. Look at how he changes direction. He looks like a safety. He could play any position on a football field, Sonny Styles. He really can. You want to line him up at corner, you'll get away with it. He was a safety, and I bet you he could still play that. And he's just a very impressive football player. I love football, obviously. I do a lot of work around it. Watching guys like Sonny Styles is always a pleasure because they're really good football players. Now, is there work? Yeah, there's things you can do with Sonny Styles to make him even better. I think his tackling technique, he sort of does this little wrap and roll a little bit. He's got to get a little bit more square. It's not going to work like that in the NFL. But he was a safety, so he's still learning. He's only been a linebacker now for 2 years at Ohio State. So, yeah, just again, the ball's out, and I'm not surprised. This play is probably one of my favorites. So right here, you got Sonny Styles, right, as a lone linebacker here. He literally he's coming downhill, he's filling downhill, but he's tracking constantly. He uses his hands. Your hands as a defender are your best friend because it separates you from the offensive player. Look at him. He's using his hands. He's tracking, and that is not a touchdown. I mean, that is Sonny Styles to a T. That is Sonny Styles. You know, where you're in a position where everybody's not at the football, he's going to be at the football. He will be at the football. Harvell misses a bit there, but also slows the quarterback down, which is always a plus. And Sonny finishes, which is what Sonny does. He just finishes. I can't tell you how impressive this is. And if you look at the way that the NFL is structured today, a lot of teams around the goal line, they like to utilize the outside. There's just naturally more room. You know, that's the shortest distance, but you have the most real estate here. You know, the quarterback sees this, kind of pulls a crazy move there, but zero's always there, and zero will be there. We talked about Arvell Reese as a heat-seeking missile. It's Sonny Styles is too. I don't know how Ohio State even lost a game with that defense they had, by the way, but that's another conversation. But look at this guy, just sideline to sideline, just making plays. Again, the wrapping. He likes to do this little wrap, you know, which is not great technique. That's the one thing I think he could refine in his game. But again, you're talking about a guy that's just played linebacker now for 2 years. He's got all the instincts you want. You know, to be at this position and then to end up there, you know, you're talking they didn't even need a yard here. They needed less than a yard. They needed 2-3 inches. They didn't get it. And that's what Sonny Styles does. And my favorite thing that Sonny Styles does is coming right up, because as much as I love all this tracking and tackling and instinctive stuff, the next play is really what I love about Sonny Styles. Let's finish this one up. They were loving this game, this big noon game. Yeah, I mean, listen, you know, you had they were good, Illinois. Look, they're 5-1, the 17th ranked, and they couldn't even score against Ohio State's defense. because of guys like that. All right, let's get to my favorite play. You know why I love this play? For one simple reason. Sonny Styles creates chaos, and he creates turnovers. And that's something that is so important. Look at him playing edge here. He's playing edge. Lined up at edge. What is he doing? Nobody knows. He's dropping back. Eye on the prize, as always with him. The prize could be the running back with the ball. It could be the quarterback with the ball. Or it could just be the ball. In this case, the prize was the ball. The ball always finds its way to Sonny. Always. He's always aware of where the ball is. His instincts are off the chart. He plays football like a cat, I feel like. He just knows where everything is all the time. And, you know, it's just something special. It's just something really special with this guy. Ball's up in the air. He never lost track of that thing. Cookies, they used to say. Sonny Styles is somebody that in today's NFL is so important because teams score a lot of points, and how you can offset that is by the defender getting their hands on the football. You know, the Jets, for example, didn't have a turnover, didn't have an interception all year. They had 4 turnovers all year. You bring in someone like Sonny Styles, and I'm not advocating for it, but if you were to, that'll change. He'll get a few turnovers himself. He'll get an interception or 2 himself. And this is just what he does. He can drop back. He's so smooth. His change of direction, he's feeling things out. He's square. He's a fundamentally sound football player who creates havoc. And that's as good as you're going to get from a linebacker prospect. All right, Sonny Styles' strengths. His physical tools are so unique. He's got 4.46 speed at 243 pounds. He has a 43.5-inch vert. And he squats 675 pounds. You rarely ever see that. His coverage ability is extremely rare for an off-ball linebacker. He'll carry tight ends vertically. He'll match running backs on option routes. And he reads the QBIs like a safety. His sideline-to-sideline range is truly impressive. This guy has pursuit speed that is just different. He cleans up everything, and he makes tackles all over the place. And last but not least, and maybe the most important thing, Sonny Styles' football intelligence pre-snap. He diagnoses everything on a football field, from screens to misdirections. He's dropping in coverage. He knows where to go. He knows where the tight ends are. He knows what underneath receivers are doing. And he sniffs everything out, and he's always around the football. All right, now let's get into some of Sonny Styles' weaknesses. He does at times play a bit too upright, especially when he's attacking interior gaps. It leaves him a little vulnerable. He bites hard at times on play action, and he'll vacate gap responsibilities a little too early at times. NFL coordinators could get at him a little bit and attack him with RPOs and boots. His play strength versus NFL interior linemen is definitely going to be a question mark. Guards climbing to the second level maybe can wash him out. Something to watch out for. And with only 2 seasons at linebacker, he's still learning how to play the position. He's still learning about gap integrity and scheme recognition. The tools are there, but with more reps, he needs to learn, and he will. Sonny Styles' floor is a coverage linebacker who never comes off the field. His ceiling is a 3-down difference maker who can wreak havoc all over a football field, and he will make offensive coordinators stay up at night.